And so without further ado, everybody, this is Kevin from Virtual Coworker, and he's here to talk with you today.
Thank you. First of all, thanks, Jonathan, Igor, for having me up here tonight. Appreciate it. Thanks for all of you taking time out of your night to come listen to me speak. So obviously, yeah, tonight we're going to talk about outsourcing, hot topic in Australia, hot topic all over the world. You know, there's so many places you can outsource. Tonight's topic of conversation, however, is going to be focused on the Philippines. Not only is my business Virtual Coworker in the Philippines, and that's where my experience is, I also think that's the best place for Australians to outsource due to the fact that, you know, it's so close to us and there's so many advantages to being there. So why go there? Let's start off with the basics. So the time zone. Excuse my poor handwriting. The time zone, same time zone as Perth. You know, that's crucial when you're outsourcing, being in the same time zone as your workers. They're able to work your hours, so they're able to work the 9 to 5 Sydney hours. Why is that significant? Because you can talk to them throughout the day. Compared to other countries in Eastern Europe, in India, for example, if you have a problem, you send them an email, they might not get back to you till the next business day. When you're working with people in the Philippines, however, you're able to communicate with them throughout the day. It makes it more like they were actually with you in the office, more like an Australian employee. Going forward, they're very hard-working people. Filipinos honestly appreciate the opportunity to work for international companies. You'll see that if you ever hire one. That being said, they work really hard. As long as you give them the work, they'll do it. They're very loyal people. You know, like I said, they're very appreciative of working for an international company, so they really want to prove their worth, prove why you hired overseas in the Philippines in the first place. The biggest thing, I think, along with time zone, is their English skills. Compared to every other country you can outsource to, the Filipinos have the best English by far. They're brought up from a very young age learning English. It's a very Americanized culture in the Philippines, for better or worse. But that being said, their accents are very minimal. You know, compared to a lot of other countries, when you speak to them, sometimes you can't even tell they're from the Philippines, which, if you're doing customer service or marketing or sales roles, is huge. The R, sorry about that, is the Philippines is a rapidly developing nation. Yeah, that's all right. There's over 100 million people in the Philippines. It's huge. The middle class is growing really, really fast. India is still the top dog for outsourcing. However, even given it's 1/10, the Philippines is 1/10 India's size, there's actually more call centers in the Philippines than there are in India right now, which is crazy because 10 years ago everyone was only in India. Pretty much every big company that you'll find will have their back-end support in the Philippines because, like I said, their English is great, they're hardworking, and the next thing I'm going to talk about is their excellent customer service. It's basically a byproduct of all of these things. Unlike people that you talk to in Australia sometimes that are dealing with your customer service that just sound grumpy, sound like they don't want to be there answering your questions, Filipinos genuinely they're genuinely nice. They genuinely like talking about your problems and your issues and helping you solve it. And once again, they just appreciate the opportunity to be there working, providing for their family and working, you know, for an international company. So that being said, that's why you should be in the Philippines in the first place. To outsource, how are you going to do it? How are you going to find your staff? There's really 4 main options to do this. The first being your online marketplace. I think that's the most popular. That's what you guys are probably all familiar with. That's your Odesk, your Elance, your freelancers, your 99 Design, stuff like that. The way the online marketplace works is essentially you post a job on the marketplace, you get people from all over the world coming to you with their resumes, their CVs, saying why they can do this job, and it's on you to basically find someone good that's able to complete the task. You know, they're very good for project-based stuff. If you want to get a logo done, you post it on Odesk, get it done for $10. It's really good for stuff like that, for little tweaks in your website, for, you know, 5 hours a month of virtual assistant or SEO work. It's really good for stuff like that. Your second option is a company like myself at Virtual Coworker, an offshore recruitment company. Excuse me. The way we work is we have a team in the Philippines, and we take your job description and we do a custom recruitment process to find you staff that tailor fits exactly what you're looking for. So companies like Virtual Coworker We're good for providing ongoing work. So if you're looking for staff that you don't want around just to do a project, you want to consider part of your team that you're going to have around for a while, that's what we're good at. Not only do companies like ours do the recruitment process for you, which is great. Say if you're a non-tech person and you're looking for a tech role to be a part of your team and you don't know what to look for, you outsource that to us and we find it for you. But we also have people on the ground that are able to take care of issues, HR issues if they arise. Whereas with an Odesk or Elance, if your guy goes AWOL, there's really no way to find him. The third way that you can outsource is through a project management company. Similar to what we do, they find you the staff and they also have a manager that basically manages the project from beginning to end. This is a very good option, and I recommend people do this if they're getting a website built. For websites, it's obvious it's more expensive because it's a project and there's a manager overseeing the whole process. But that being said, it's still cheaper than Australia, and it's a really good option compared to Odesk, especially if you don't know what to look for in a designer or a developer.